Alright, video's going. I'm going to teach you how to tie this fly right here. I'm only going to get one chance. I'm sorry if the audio's bad. I'm not even going to lie to you. I have my phone hooked up to a pair of shooting sticks with tape. So, first thing you're going to need is you're going to need any bead of any size, as long as it's preferably an orange or kind of a red color. And I dropped it. That's a great start. You know what? That's where it lives now. Then, these are the hooks we're going to be using. You need a streamer hook. You can use a smaller one if you want to, but use just the size I use because they're a bit easier to manage. Take the hook, put it in a vise. You're going to want to hold the bead. I like to hold them in pliers with the hole sitting sideways. Then you're going to need a lighter. Get the hook shank warm, or hot actually, because on top of having to put the bead through like this, once you find where you want it to, hold the bead up so that once it cools, it has melted into the bead. And let's see if I can't turn it to you guys a little bit more. See how it's a bit higher. I need to get an actual camera. This is getting ridiculous. Then you're going to need thread. I'm using this orange uni thread. You can use white thread. I'm sure you can get away with black thread too, but I just like to point out I'm saying thread, not Fred. Just for some reason I'm not pronouncing it very good. Then you want to wrap this. Some of you might be asking why I'm not adding lead or anything. The beads I've found will sink quick enough over time, especially if you're fishing them underneath the indicator. Let me find it. There it is. You can use feathers or even dubbing. I like to use this stuff. It's just like that foam you can find like anywhere in your house. I normally find it like on my clothes after I get them washed. Just kind of play with it until you get the right amount, and then what you want to do is kind of shape it the way you want it, and then attach it to the front of the fly. It's okay if you got a bit of a big area of yarn up here, just yarn, tie line, just as long as it's either white or orange. I don't see it being that big of a problem. Is you're not going to show up in the water, or the fish are going to see it and think it's just more food. Take your whip finisher, tie it off. This is only the second time I've done this, and like I said, I don't have a actual camera, so just bear with me here, and hopefully you're learning something and can actually hear this. After you do this, what I like to do is just kind of measure how much of this I want. I'd normally say about that much. And there you go. Some of you might be thinking that's kind of a bad idea, but once you get it in the water, that's going to almost completely disappear anyway. Like, you're going to see it, but it's going to be wet and sitting down. It's like if you buy one of those professional made ones out of the stores, and if you've ever gotten them wet, you know, they just kind of almost disappear. Here's a couple other ones I've done them in. I've done them in much lighter orange and almost a peach color. They're really easy to do. Honestly, the hardest part is making sure you get the bead to go all the way through before you run out of time, because then you get stuck with something like this, and there's no way to fix it. You can't heat up the bead. There's no way to heat up the shank anymore unless you got a bigger hook like this. It's kind of hit or miss. You either waste a hook or you make a good fly. If you guys want me to make any other videos, I can just demonstrate how to make a Joe hopper, or even a couple of other flies like, I believe these are just called pheasant tail, like nymphs or something. I don't make them exactly how you're supposed to. I like to kind of use what I have available, or just, you know, what I personally think will work, because I like to experiment with stuff like this. Hold on one second, I'll get back to talking about this in a minute. But there are a ton of different ones I know how to tie, and I will be willing to teach you how to tie every one that I know. That big yellow one at the top is supposed to be a Joe hopper. It's been a little while since I made one, so it's not my best. This is another one I'll show you how to tie later on. It's also another egg lure. Then this is just a bigger kind of pheasant tail nymph, just with a jig hook instead of kind of your standard hook you can get out of a gas station. But other than that, that's pretty much the whole video. It's kind of everything I wanted to show you, everything I thought I could show you or teach you. If you do want to learn any other fly, if I don't know it, I'll learn it and show you guys how to do it. But until then, thank you for watching the video. Subscribe if you liked. At the very least, leave a comment.